Good day, everyone. Neophyte DAG bringing you another video series. And this one is called Breaking the Spells Caused by Shameless Lies. And this is taken from Job 9:24 and 1 Maccabees 3, verse 48. And this is part one to many series to come. And this is St. Nicholas changed to Santa Claus. Let's jump into this one so you can see and know what I'm talking about. Job 9, verse 24. And I'm going to read the surface meaning, and we're going to dig also into the deeper spiritual meaning, because every verse and most verse in the Bible, there are two meanings to it. So it's always your job to get into the deeper meaning. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. Therefore, if not, where and who is he? What does that mean? What's the deeper meaning? It means that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We know that. Now, the wicked, this is what he's going to do. He's going to hide this guy's paint over the faces of the judges or the prophets, the rulers, the leaders that were known back in that time, but now their faces are painted over, covered, disguised from you, so you won't know where or who they are. So you'll give your belief and your allegiance to these painted over faced judges because you don't know who the real judges, who the real prophets and rulers and leaders are. And Maccabees add some more to that. So in Maccabees 3, verse 48, it says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had thought to paint the likeness of their image. What does that mean? The deeper meaning. So when Maccabees opened up the Bible, which is the book of the law, in which the ungodly, the heathen, the wicked, had tried and had to paint the resemblance, the look-alike of their image. So whatever their image was, they paint that over the real image of who the book of law was reaching out to. The book of law is reaching out to dark-skinned people of color. So the heathen is going to change those images to meet their likeness. So they're going to make the image into a pale-skinned person. Let's jump in and see what I'm talking about with Santa Claus. This is Santa Claus. Everybody is familiar with him. A pale-skinned person wears a red suit, white beard, live in the North Pole, comes down every Christmas Eve, December 24th, come through your chimney, drop off gifts for kids, go back out through the chimney and fly back to the North Pole when he's done. That's the story that we all got. If you look at Wikipedia on Santa Claus, it tells you he's a modern character based on the traditions surrounding the historical Saint Nicholas. Most of us would just stop right there. We don't go any further to figure out who is Saint Nicholas. And that's the catch. They're relying on you not going any further to know who is behind the image that they're giving you. Because remember now, your image was previously known was painted over. So whatever you're getting now is not the true image. But you'll stop at the word St. Nicholas, you're good with the image you get, you go on about your business. You go on to many of the other sites and they'll tell you the same thing. St. Nicholas of Myra, if you go search that, St. Nicholas of Myra became the model for Santa Claus. And they'll tell you St. Nicholas is based on a 4th century Greek bishop of Myra. And he had a reputation for secretly giving gifts, putting coins in shoes and left them outside for people to get it. So he was a kind person, very giving person. And that's the most that we know. St. Nicholas, he's giving gifts. He became Santa Claus, and he must look like Santa Claus. Let's find out for ourselves. Now, if you go to the British Museum, you'll get this image. This is the picture of Saint Nicholas. And if you read the description that the museum puts out, an inscription on the picture identifies the bearded bishop as Saint Nicholas. And, it's in a Greek inscription. So that ties back to what you're getting on Wikipedia and other sites, that he's a bishop and he has a relationship with Greek. He's related to the Greeks. And this is Saint Nicholas. But nowhere did they tell you that the Saint Nicholas is a dark-skinned person at that time during 4th century Europe. Nowhere did it tell you that. It's a bigger, more blown-up image of what's in the British Museum. Again, Saint Nicholas, person of color, dark-skinned person in the 4th century Europe. Does that person, the real Saint Nicholas, look like the Santa Claus that we come to know and believe is the Saint Nicholas? So you judge for yourself. I give you the image, I give you the facts. Now you go do your own judgment and see which one you want to tie on to. British Museum is giving you because they're the same ones who gave you the pale-faced Santa Claus. Now they're giving you the true image, which is off to the side. Hopefully you didn't go do your research to find it out, and you will still follow the one that I put in front of you. You go to the museum in the Russian, sort of section of historical figures. Again, this is Saint Nicholas. He's a Russian icon. In Russia, he's an icon in that part of the world, and he's an icon in all of Europe during his time. So he's known. This guy's known all over the place. Here's another depiction of Saint Nicholas, and again, he does not look pale skinned. He's a person of dark skin complexion. It is known. This is nothing new. It's just that you did not, or most of us, don't go any further to figure out who are the true images of the names that we've been given to us as the persons who are doing all these historical things. Again, do a side-by-side comparison. Doesn't look like the person in the red suit that comes down and give us gifts, for Christmas. And we add to that lie, because we as parents, we tell our kids that Santa is giving them gifts, when we are the ones as parents who go out and buy these gifts, put it under the Christmas tree, then tell lies to our kids that someone else is buying those gifts, put it under the tree for them. So we take one lie and add another layer of lie to it to protect the first lie. Now let that sink in for a moment. Two lies do not make anything correct. They're both lies. So the Santa Claus, the Saint Nicholas that you have been given is a lie. You go out buying gifts for your family, your children, telling them Saint Nicholas, Santa gave it to them or bought it for them. That's another lie. And those two lies need to go. Here's another depiction of Saint Nicholas. This is in the Russian Museum because he's a Russian icon. He was a major figure in the Russian, way of life during the 4th century, AD. And I'll give you a blown-up version of what's in the Russian Museum. If you look around, all the depiction within Saint Nicholas' life, these are all people of color. They're all painted people of color. Did someone make a mistake and paint them that way in color? or was someone depicting what was going on at the time? I think someone depicted what was going on at the time. They're all dark-skinned people that were in Europe at that time, depicted in the life of St. Nicholas. So, do you want to continue with this person here in the red suit as your St. Nicholas, or do you want to face up to the truth of St. Nicholas being a dark-skinned person who was painted over into this pale-skinned person image that you have been given for most or all of your life? And that's the meaning of Job and First Maccabees, where your leaders, your prophets, your saints will be painted over and given to you in a image and likeness of the heathens. That sums it all up. So now it's up to you to break the spell of shameless lies that has been told to you about Santa Claus and about Christmas. That Santa Claus lives in the North Pole, comes down during Christmas through your chimney, drop off gifts under Christmas trees for your kids, for your family, and for yourself. And then Santa Claus gets on his sleigh, pulled by reindeers, and goes back to the North Pole. That's all a lie, and that spell has to be broken. Then for Christmas, Christmas is not Christmas. It's a day of the rebirth of the Christ consciousness, the Christ energy that surrounds the earth. And that energy is renewed on that day, so you can take in all that renewed energy throughout your entire days for the rest of the year until it's rebirth again. And that day, that Christ day, is also the same day as Thoth Day. Thoth is the Lord that's written of in the Bible. But that day was removed, and Thoth again was disguised, painted over throughout the book of law. But those who are scholarly and those who have changed these books know who Thoth and what Thoth Day is. It was written in to the Rosetta Stone, the Egyptian version and the Greek version, Law 50, translated for you to show you that Thoth Day is mentioned as a calendar event. And in reading Law 50, the land from the first of Thoth for 5 days. From the first of Thoth days, then for 5 days, this is what's going to happen, in which they shall wear garlands, perform sacrifices and libations and other usual honors, and the priest shall be called. A priest such as Saint Nicholas shall be called. So what this is really saying, on Thoth Day, December 25th, and then for 5 days, all these things shall happen to honor the usual honors, and a priest such as Saint Nicholas shall be called to do all these things, to perform the sacrifices and the honors. So that is the meaning of December 25th. That is the purpose of December 25th, and that is the purpose of Saint Nicholas, a priest, is to honor Thoth Day and the following 5 days. So with that said, I want to wish you all a blessed Thoth Day and a blessed year coming forward. And then for year 2021, that should be for you a year of breaking the spell of all the shameless lies that has been cast on you that you need to know now. Because if you're going to worship God, the Most High, Allah, Jah, you have to worship Him in spirit, the Christ consciousness that's coming to you, the Christ energy, and in truth, in knowing all these truths and breaking the spells of lies that has been cast on you. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Take care.